So the top 50 cards are being released. Let's go through them all and just remember something. The overall rating, I don't know why everyone just gets excited about the 91 rated. Oh, my favorite player is rated 84. Who cares? Overall ratings, they mean nothing. I'll give you a bit of an example, okay? You can have someone like Xhaka, Granit Xhaka, who's an 86 rated. It doesn't mean they're an 86 rated card. This just means nothing. Whoever falls for that genuinely falls for marketing. You know those marketing scam emails, that Nigerian prince that wants to give you £1,000 billion. People like that, they fall for that. Anyway, going off topic. But yes, let's go with the top 50. So look, Salah, look, I'll be honest, I don't really care about the order. You can see there's a lot of 91s here. There's 4 of them in total. We've got Salah, Alexia Putellas, Mbappe, and Aitana. I think Alexi's probably going to be one of the best centre mids in the game. We know that. And then you can see right mid and right wing increasing positioning. And we've got Aitana as well. I think Alexia can play CDM, even more important. But I think all of these cards look very cracked. There we have Virgil van Dijk. It's a downgrade. I mean, look, this is the thing with Virgil van Dijk, right? Behind the scenes, so like you can see, look here. Although he's got 78 sprint speed, his 87 sprint speed is what keeps him up. Now, if he's gone down to 73, let's hope it's touched the acceleration a little bit and not too. Let's hope he has still 85 sprint speed. I'll be honest, if he's at 78 now, let's say we just took an average of bringing it back to 5. 81 sprint speed, I don't think he'll be as meta as we think. I think he'll still be a good centre back, but 80 sprint speed with low, like 50, like 60 acceleration, it's not looking good. If it's around 82 with a shadow, I think we'll be fine, but it wouldn't be the card as we're known to be the meta it is. I think if you imagine minus 590 sprint speed will still be a good card, but not the card you thought it was. Hansen goes in as well with the 90s, and Dembele, I think, can play cam, strike, and right wing, 5-star, 5-star. I think that's going to be insane. That Dembele card probably going to be the most used card alongside Mbappe, arguably even better than Mbappe. Rapid playstyle. Rodri, 65 sprint speed, unusable. That's trying to say, like, it doesn't matter. Even these overall ratings, like, they're not even done accordingly. So it's not like, or people look at Rodri and think, oh, you know, did it average his stats out? No, it doesn't even work like that. I don't know why people keep thinking that, oh, who cares what the player is rated? Focus on what's important, guys. Because people say, oh, what about in-game stats? We'll go over that in a second. Now, you can see Rodri probably unusable. I mean, look, I think for possession-based players, he can be used with tiki-taka playstyle. But for most players, I'm not going to say unusable per se, but I'm going to be like, he's too slow. What I mean by this is you can actually filter these cards, and you can filter them. I'll give you a quick sneak peek. How do I do this here with the new system? Hang on. Where can we filter it by? We'll do this on Footbin actually. We will do this on Footbin because it's a bit easier. We're just going to go here. We're going to go versions. I'm just going to show you something that's very important. Do not fall. I don't know why the entire community always fall for this. I generally have no idea why. But you can see, look, total in-game stats. Yeah. So you can see, technically speaking, these should be, look, Theo Hernandez has really high in-game stats, but he's only rated 87. So you can see this number here, what you see means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. You can see players who've got lower in-game rated stats than someone like Theo Hernandez, they're rated 91. So these in-game, like Crystal Dunn has one of the highest in-game stats and she's only rated 84. So what stats you see on face value, even for example, let's say we did it by face value stats, it's the same thing. So just please, whatever you do not fall for the rating. It means nothing. Anyway, back to what we're talking about. Yeah, Roger, I think will be not really used that much. Haaland's still going to be good. Low driven playstyle plus. Very much more useful. We know how the low driven is. If you play the beta, you know. I can't talk about the beta, but if you have played it, you will know. But look, I'm thinking about Haaland last year. The downside with him was he couldn't dribble. Now with dribbling being a bit more fluid, I think with the playstyle plus low driven, I think it's going to be god tier. Bellingham will be very good. Kane, a big downgrade. Kimmich will be still decent. We've got Rush out for Alisson. Donnarumma. Rafinha looks very good as well with the rapid play styles, or 89 rated. Again, the overall rating not dictating what the stats are showing. So we've got Hakimi, one of the best right backs. Should have a bit better defending and passing, in my opinion. Leon. Mariona, now she, interestingly, did she not have a striker card? I remember I used on my alternate account. Pretty sure she had a striker card. She did. So now she can play center mid, but not striking. I think that's going to be a very nice card. I think looking at those stats, I think for a cheap starter team, center mid, she can get the job done. Patrick Guerrero will still be OP. Vinny with a 89. Valverde is going to be OP. And I think he's been upgraded, has he not? He has. Much better defending. Very interesting. So much better defending. 83 defending as opposed to 80. But he lost the power shot. Pedri looks a good center mid as well. Patinia, Wirtz with the incisive. Going to be interesting. They could have made Yamal a bit better. I don't think he's that slow. Lewandowski. Okay, so then you have the rest of the cards. Is anyone really interesting here? Anyone that's like... So Diani still looks OP as hell. Saka's got whipped cross. Come on now. All whipped cross. Like, that's trying to say, does this look like an 88 rated card to you? And apparently Wilson, the rumors are she's lost her 5-star weak foot. Apparently, that is the rumors. I'm not too sure. I think apparently Morgan lost a 5-star weak foot, but I don't know if that's true or not. I think it's interesting. Look, is anyone stand out that I'm looking at here and I'm thinking, whoa. I mean, look, Dembele looks really nice. I think, look, if I had a choice, I would say meta for the game, meta. Rodri, not meta. Meta, low driven. Meta. Probably not the meta unless finesse shots are the meta, but I doubt he's too slow. Alisson will be meta. Donnarumma, Rafinha will be meta. Hakimi meta. Mappeleon too small. Mariona should be a good meta card in the beginning when the game comes out. Patti be meta. Vinny, Valverde be meta. Shaw's too slow and a bit clunky sometimes. And Pedri, I think, would be... It depends on his in-game stats there. Vitinha would be a decent card. Wirtz would be good. Russo will be decent. Yamal will not be meta. Look, unless they got some crazy in-game... Look, unless... Yamal doesn't have, historically speaking, a high sprint speed. The thing is here is the highest sprint speed. So if it's 85, so if its acceleration is like 89 and his sprint speed's 84, 85, it's not really helping the cause here. So let's hope his sprint speed higher. Lewandowski, not really. Oblak would be decent. Divino would be decent. Irene Paredes would be decent. But these are decent cards. Rayton will be meta when the game comes out. Diana will be meta. Martinez. Not sure, Martinez. Quickly have a look now, actually. What's his sprint speed? 80. Oh, nah. Too slow. No. Is that what low driven is? Yeah, maybe. Padro will be yes. Should be too slow. Sorry, should be too short as a goalkeeper. Katoto, decent. Second will be meta. Musiala won't be meta, but it depends on... Now, Musiala is an interesting card because you wouldn't want to play him in a cam, but he could play that center mid role. You can see his defensive awareness was 64 last year. Now it's 66. So with a shadow, you can probably get out to about 75. He'll be a decent center mid when the game comes out. Wilson will be meta. Tar, no. Now, Tar historically had very good high sprint speed. I don't think Jonathan Tar's going to have that anymore. I mean, 86. He's got 71 now. I think Tar's out of it. EA, just like real life, they like to really... As soon as someone hits the age of around 30, they like to destroy them. And KDB too slow. Marquinhos will be meta. So I think there's quite interesting top 50 here. I mean, look, ratings don't really mean anything. Like those that are excited. I think Dembele is looking like the real interesting ones. But if you're asking me, apparently this database, so this is apparently a database that's available. Oh God, I'm not accepting any of this. Reject all. This is apparently another database here that's very similar. And we can see it's virtually the same thing. So everything's pretty much similar. There's a few differences. Is anyone else looking very OP that maybe we didn't look at? Alvarez. So Alvarez wasn't on this one. So let's have a look at these ones actually. Barella looks good. I want to see them in card view because I can just see everything. Barella looks good. Carcharisha looks good. Maradona looks good. Alvarez looks good. Bruno, no. Rice looks decent. Although I think Rice should have a bit better higher sprint speed. Rice looks like a decent starter squad. Odegaard looks poor. Kaiser looks like a decent card. Palmer. Lavelle looks like a decent card as she always does. Swanson looks like a meta card. Marquinhos will be meta. Osimhen will be meta. Kunde will be meta. Bastoni will be meta. Saliba will be meta. Raya looks good. Raya deserves to be 89 rated. Like I'm not joking. I think out of all the gold cards, I think Raya is one. Like in real life, when Raya joined Arsenal, I was very skeptical, and I was proven wrong. He's actually a very good card. You could argue him and Edison, Allison are probably a step above the rest. I would say Allison, if he's 89, I think Raya should be 89. At least 88 is what I would say. And of course, we won the Golden Glove last year. But that's just my opinion. But again, ratings mean nothing. Anyone here that's really standout-ish? Tonali would be meta, but nah, he'll be okay. Be a good starter. Tonali, he's got a big downgrade, hasn't he? He's got a really, yeah, shit, man. 86 sprint speed. He got downgrade. Guerrero will be good. Whoa. Hang on. Hold your horses. She's gone from 73 sprint speed to 89. I'm hoping that's a typo. I'm hoping that's a typo. Anyway, she's decent. James would be good. You can see Messi coming in. I think very interesting, these leaks. Very, very interesting. Stanmer will be a decent starter card. So will Neves. Nuno Mendes would be very good. Rodman would be very meta. Son is downgraded. That's the last year used Ronaldo. Diaz would be good. Foden looks like it's been downgraded. Sprint speed. Meta, who'll be meta. Leo meta. Rodrigo will be meta. Bremer will be meta. Pacho will be meta. Lorente will be meta. No CDM Lorente though. Or Charlotte will be meta. I think, you know, this is very interesting. I think, like, that is like the top 100. Look, I think we can't. So apparently the bronze cards have got released as well. So if I search for Van der Ven, it's going to be meta as hell. You know what, guys? I think if this is correct, who knows? But if this is correct, there's going to be some real meta cards here. But stay tuned for the meta card list. Probably going to hit the hay now. I'm actually very tired, even though it's 11 o'clock in the morning. I've just been staying up all night. But I think, yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens indeed. But I think there's some very meta cards here. Ignore the overall ratings. But definitely some very much usable cards and some big upgrades. That Dembele card. Play cam and striker. The issue was there was many cards that couldn't play cam. But this year there's quite a few players that can play cam. Let's see.